7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Yeah, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to a new episode of the Matty Chymbor podcast. I'm your host, Matty Chymbor. 32-year-old white male. I'm prone to cavities. I weigh about 178. I think my body fat is probably in the, let's say, 10% range, although we're full of shit. Just slamming a nice K-cup. 10%, I'll say, I don't know. I'd say 12. Let's say 12. That's a pretty standard walking around body fat calc. You know, I don't know I know below 10 is pretty good, but I think we all strive to be below 10% body fat, but you know, it's tough, man, with all these goddamn, dude, I love fast food too much. If I drive by, this happened literally yesterday. I was driving to a construction site for work, not just to go play. Yeah, I just go to construction sites during the day just to fuck around. How does this sound? I feel like I want to see my mouth when I talk. Is that better? I don't know. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? No one gives a fuck about my dumb fucking teeth. All right. Swear much? I was going to a job site, drove by a Taco Bell, and just that voice. And I said out loud, I go, what the fuck do we have that voice for? Everybody knows I'm not schizophrenic, but I'm saying it's that voice that's just like, yeah, let's go get Taco Bell right now. And then your other half has to chime in and be like, no, don't. We don't need. What is that always naysaying, always not, I don't want to say negative, but it's just like it's like the bad influence friend who's like, yeah, let's go do some fucked up shit. Yeah, let's get a crunch wrap and just eat it in our car shirtless. It's strange that our brain has that chemical, and that has to go back to, does it go back to caveman shit? I feel like they always, every fucking argument or article or any sort of research, the caveman, it was a primitive instinct, to just not do what he was supposed to do? Why is that? Why was that created? Am I just highlighting now that I have a mental issue? No, everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's the little devil on your shoulder saying, eat the donut, eat the cookies. You know what? That is a hard little fickle beast. Even like today, like where the fuck is it? I saw an article. What billionaires do? First off, I can get into that. But you know, I tried to wake up to write comedy before I go to work, because I'm like, okay, if I can just get up, I always tell myself I'm in my funniest when I'm like just getting up. I'm kind of like sleep deprived, have a little coffee. Didn't have coffee today, which was excuse number one, but I wrote this thing during the week. During the next week, I will partake in at least, I copied this. I did not like come up with this sentence. I just plugged because they input like fitness things, but I was like, let me use the same thing. And before I say this, I'll read it. During the next week, I'll partake in at least 20 minutes of comedy writing every day at 8 a.m. at my apartment. And they did watch a YouTube video about how they had 3 groups, and this has to do with like motivation stuff. So they use fitness as the thing, where they had 3 groups. Each went in at different times, and they changed the way the people motivated them. So the first group was, hey guys, go work out every day. And then, okay, see you later. And like the success rate of that group was just trash. And then the second group, I'm going to butcher this one, but it was like, hey guys, go work out every, blank. It was more specific. And then the third group, they made them write out like that sentence. That's what I got. Their goals, like what they're going to do. Like, I'm going to work out at least 20 minutes every blah, blah, blah. And that group had like a 80+% success rate of people actually going through it. So it motivated me to write that out. And it seems like a good thing. But again, that little voice, I woke up today and that little voice in my head was like, yeah, don't. You're like, dude, who the fuck are you? Don't do it. What are you, a bitch? No. Hey, we don't need this right now. I'm going to put you on mute. How do I silent this thing? Dude, airplane mode is the shit. You ever just drop this bad boy in airplane mode throughout the day and you're like, hey, later grid, get the fuck out of here. I love doing that. Right now, I'm on airplane mode and nobody can track me down and it's the best feeling ever. Right now, nobody can find me. They think I'm at work. Although, you ever think about that? You're like, what if something happened right now? Would people be able to trace me? And I think the first place they'd go is work. They'd see I signed out, wrote lunch, and then maybe amongst other options of, yeah, he likes to eat Chipotle. They'd be like, sometimes he goes home for lunch break, and then they just see me here just naked. I thought it was on airplane mode. They go, you have to go finish your project. Can I at least finish my podcast? That little voice. Yeah, I wanted to write today, and I was like, all right, I'm up. What's keeping me from doing this? What's that little thing? And my little bitch-ass brain was like, I would. It was just an excuse. Ugh. I really, it starts to kind of reason with you, kind of doesn't. I really would. It sounds great. I love it. You wrote it down. That's really ambitious of you. But I think today we're going to be that 20% that says, fuck it. Oh, fuck it. My excuse today was I don't have coffee. My room's kind of cold. What am I going to even write? What am I going to do? And then I go, I got to go to work. And then that little fucked up bitch ass portion of my brain that didn't want to do it was like, here's the thing. We don't do it now, but, and the rest of my body's like, all right, we're listening. We're not doing now, but we'll write when we get to work. And this is why I listen to this portion of my brain sometimes, because when I got to work, I actually did write. I wrote for about 15 minutes amongst other things, but I got it done. It wasn't good. Nothing came out of it. And I think that's the trick. I don't know, whatever you're doing. But to give myself shit, though, for the goal that I was supposed to do here, I checked off. I made a check. And this is what people don't do. I feel like everyone's always doing the checks and the crossing out the X on the calendar for when you do a good thing. And I want to do the opposite now, where I'm going to flip the script and I put a check when I don't do it, because now I'm making my procrastination visible. I feel like for what, you can't, did I write, I didn't write that thing. Did I write? No. From now on, we are, when did I start this? We are going to... window. No, it's this one. Nope. Hold on. Time. I want to see time. Oh, okay. I only have so much time left on my... Oh, no, I don't. I deleted that stuff. Can I hit play? Did I hit play? Line this up, you idiot. There we go. We're good. All right. Sorry about that. One-man show. Why is this going through my fucking... Oh my God. I'm on airplane mode. Why is it going through my damn computer now? I thought this was the hub. Oh, I'm on airplane mode plus Wi-Fi. Dude, there's like a it's like a parking sign. Oh, it's every Friday, but I can do... Oh, I get it now. I'm a piece of shit. I want to see the procrastination, and that's something you guys can try. And I think that's a good point, because, weeks go by where we're not doing the thing we should be doing, working out, etc., but we kind of just don't mark it off. We know we're not doing it, but you kind of like out of sight, out of mind. And don't get me wrong, I would like to start making like positive marks or annotations for doing the right thing, but I think for now, because I need to jolt my system, I want to see, I don't want to make another. I hate that I did that. Like, look at this shit. You ruined this piece of paper And I want to get to the point where every day I do it, I'm going to get more pissed at myself that I made that mark, and I don't want to see a mark ever again. So now I'm going to reverse engineer this. Okay, you have a goal, you have a piece of paper you wrote this shit down on, which it oddly did kind of make me feel accountable because I look at it a lot. But go get coffee. If that's the thing, I'm sure I'm going to wake up and there's going to be some little bullshit ass, okay, you just did it yesterday, that stupid piece of shit voice in your, calm down. You don't gotta write every day. Like, you just did. It's not gonna be good. What do you want to write it down? What do you want to document? That's a funny side of your brain. What are you gonna write it down? It's shit. You're gonna clog up your computer with bad jokes, and then your brain's like, yeah, we don't want to do that. We want it to look cool. We want it to look like everyone's Instagram where everything's cool. What if we had to, side note, what if we had to post every single picture we ever took? Or like every picture on our phone? Our Instagrams would be trash. It'd be just like fucking pictures of food and 90 selfies that I just think I've taken in my profile because I don't like how I look from the side. But I don't know. I think that's it. I swear to God, to this day, as far as being motivated, that movie with Dane Cook when he was Employee of the Month, that whole scene where he was like trying to like really get after it and do what he can to be, get up. And there was a part in that movie, and I don't know if you remember, where he had an alarm clock, and I could be wrong, but I thought it was an alarm clock that was a coffee maker that he had next to his bed. Was that a thing? I feel like that would be incredible. Like, and I don't know why I don't just do this with coffee. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna brew, and I'm not a coffee snob. Everyone, okay, cups, it's old coffee, tastes like shit. Coffee doesn't taste good. I don't know if we're, I think I've talked about this, but it's like it's not good. We just do it for the caffeine. Let's stop being little bitches. But tomorrow. I can't. Oh my God, I can't tomorrow. Well, no, I could. I have a physical. Ugh, I don't want to fucking do that. I hate going to the doctor. But after, come home, rip the coffee, sit down, write, go to work. That's what we're doing tomorrow. But on a normal day, I'm gonna do the coffee, wake up, rip it. It doesn't give you a chance. That caffeine will start to want to get your ass out of bed. That should be like a bed of the future. You ever think about that? Where it kind of just injects your ass. Like, there's not an alarm clock, but it just fucking pokes you with a caffeine. Aren't they? I just got pumped up because don't they have like nasal spray caffeine now? This is like dangerous and people can OD on it within seconds. But nasal spray caffeine. Nasal caffeine spray. Okay, guys, the order was different. Turbo snort. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. What does it give you for a rip, though? There's no way in hell that's equivalent to a... Okay, regardless. Actually, I'm pretty curious now. Turbo snort. You can get on eBay. I used to chew caffeine gum in college when I was working on... I used to went to school for architecture. Got my master's. No big deal, but anyways... they advertised this bottle. Anyways, to finish that sentence, you have to build models of your projects, and I would, amongst other stimulants, I would chew caffeinated gum, and it was actually fucking really good. It got me going. That was fun as fuck. No, it wasn't at the time, but hindsight, it was. Mental alertness, energy, and strength. Lasting endurance made with amino acid complex and caffeinated herbs, instant energy. They're promoting the whole bottle when they say 400 hours of energy. Dude, get the fuck out of here. They don't really say how much is in. Been trying to find a good energy source. This is the best I found. No, it's not. You're just a friend of the company's. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, I'm sorry. If you Yelp, you're such a bitch. Get the fuck out. Yelp review. You're like an adult tattletale. And then if it's good, just move on. Like, I've had good food, just recommend it. Like, I don't know, that's another thing. But they should make a bed or something where your alarm clock goes off and it just hits you with like a mist of energy spray. Imagine that. I always said I'm so bad at getting up. And you ever meet people who are like, I get up the first thing when my alarm goes off, I go, well, you're psychotic. And that's literally an issue because there's no way in hell your alarm should go off and you just pop up like Frankenstein after he jolted him to life. That's normal. That's not normal. I hit my alarm 3 times. I hit my snooze, I'm sorry, a couple times, but I always say the best I've ever woken up was whenever you have to go to the bathroom. How come in the middle of the night when you have to pee, and I don't know, maybe I'm zigzagging a ton. I apologize, guys. Bear with me. And I think waking up is easier for people who don't have jobs, and on the weekends I get out of bed and I'm like excited to get out of bed because I can just do whatever I want. But I think regardless, like with work, it's so easy to get up when you have to go to the bathroom. And I think you need to instill that urgency in you where you're like, okay, I don't want to have to hold my piss or just chug water before bed hoping it lines up with when I need to get up for work. But I need to like put something next to my bed that just like makes you, I don't know, what the fuck am I talking about at this point? But be motivated, people. Get to work. A lot of my coworkers call me early. That's kind of a helpful thing. No, it's an alpha move that I notice people do on the phone, and this is what I'm trying to do with my life now. 2 things that I do on the phone now to instill just an alpha demeanor amongst everybody. Subtle. It's a subtle flex, but it's a good one where I don't end the call. You end the call. I'm not going to waste my time taking it down and ending the call because I've had instances where I've been on the phone with people and you feel them waiting for you to end the call and you're just like, that was the most alpha shit I've ever been involved in. Is just not, even if you're like this, I'm just like, you press the button. I'm not going to press the button. Why the hell do I have to when you're the bitch and I'm making you hang up? I ended the call with you. That's how I got. I'm ending the call with you. You hang up the phone. I'm your boss. And this person wasn't even my boss. It was just a coworker. But I was like, I let that happen once and I never let it happen again. And there's sometimes with people, I will wait. I don't give a shit. I will wait. There will be silence. I will get a what? And I go, yep. Do your thing, buddy. Press the red button because guess what? Dad's not doing it. All right, buddy, talk to you later. And then I put the phone down, hit speaker, and I want to hear the rustling until they hang up the phone because betas hang up the phone, not alpha dads over here like Uncle Matt. That's just a good power. It's just a subtle, like, okay, he's got so much other stuff going on. I'm not going to bother him with that. And another thing I do is when I'm calling you and I feel like you're not going to pick up, I hang up the phone. If you think I'm going to wait for your voicemail for me to just be like, oh, they're busy. Like, that's just needy. Don't be needy. You're lucky. I should let it ring once. And if you don't have the phone, how the fuck is this thing coming through still? This is my mother. Oh, dude, that was a funny mom text. I'm not going to sit there on the phone and let it ring and ring and ring and then go to your voicemail like, do you? Guess what? Ring, beat, hang up. Pick up the phone when I call, and then guess what? You call me back because I'm not going to call you back. I don't phone tag. I'm not a phone tagger. I'm not tracking anybody down. I'm finding ways to go off the grid because guess what? I don't need this bullshit. I don't want to leave you a voicemail. I'm not good at voicemails. My voicemails sound like I never spoke before. Hey, how you doing? This is Matt. I need okay, sorry about that. Can you just give me a ring when you get a sec because I wanted to chat about the drawings. And all right. I will call you. You call me. Okay. Sorry. Goodbye. That's my voicemail. I've never left a good voicemail. One time I left a voicemail when I was applying for companies. This was when I was a senior in college. I was living with my buddy. Shout out Nick Balo. We were in our dorm, and I was leaving. He made fun of me because I just cold call architecture companies to try to be like an intern. And I would just give the most like, hey, this is Matt Chymbor. I work at Architecture Wentworth. I mean, I go to school at Wentworth for architecture. I'm looking to be your employee. I mean, intern. And I was wondering if you have any employee positions. Okay. Goodbye. And I would just hang up. One time I panicked so hard I left my mom's cell phone number. Hey, this is architecture. I was hoping to see if Matt was available. I mean, fuck. Okay. Hello. Are you there? Yep. This isn't a voicemail. No, I picked up. Shit. Can you hang up and just, I can leave a voicemail? Because I'm getting pretty good at it and I don't want to talk to you. Going off the grid is fun. I'm not going to pick up when you call. Even texting, dude, it's like, hey, everybody, guess what? I've seen your text. Sometimes I see it, I don't know what to write back, and I put my phone down because it's just how it is. We get judged so hard on what we write back. Not that I care much about that, but sometimes I'm like, I don't know. And I put my phone down, and guess what? It sits there for a little while, and you can fucking wait. We act like it's kind of it's in the inverse now, where the phone call is like the immediate thing. And we're like, hey, we're all so busy. Let's do the texting, and you can get to it when you can. And we're forgetting that's why we started doing this. It's a text to kind of look at it when I can, and some people are like, you take, I don't know, and I don't do it to be malicious, but I just don't want to be, buried in my phone. I'm not good at writing. I'd rather just like send you a video of me talking than have to, write some poetry, but I don't fucking know anymore. Ugh, I don't want to go to the goddamn doctor tomorrow. The shit sucks. I get white coat hypertension. It's when my blood pressure goes up when I see the doctor, which means I'm clinically a pussy. I have my blood pressure machine. I would do this on air, but I'm fucking terrified. I don't like doing it. Know what I don't like about it is, maybe this kind of like ties in with all my theories about, the little voice in my brain and the little, hanging up when I want, is I don't like not feeling in control. I don't like that. I understand how it works. It's tied in with my anxiety. When I'm anxious, it reads higher, but it comes down. All my readings, when I'm here, I can kind of, all right, I feel like it's like practice here where you can fuck up. You don't feel too bad. If it's a little high, I sit, relax, goes down, we're good. And I document it before I go. I have like a couple days worth of readings, but I just want to go to the doctor. I feel like it's just like, okay, this is game time. And then they take it once and you're like, dude, can you please? And then they're like, this is it. You're done. But, my doctor's cool now where he understands it goes up and down. And I'm going to bring that thing tomorrow. But I just fucking hate. It's just like, I'm at the age where it's like going to the doctor, there's the last like 4 physicals. There's just been like little hiccups with like, your blood pressure and all that. Like, okay, fuck that. And then it makes me not want to go the next time. And I'm like, okay, your blood pressure's good, but your cholesterol went up a little bit, and I knew I was eating bad. I was like, all right, let me eat good, and it's good now. It's just like, there's always these little things, and you're like, oh, fuck this shit, dude. It's like, is this what getting older is like? Where you're just like, remember the day you go to the doctor, you just didn't care? Now I have to go, and I have to like listen to what he's saying. I have to be like, oh, fiber? Shit? Out of my, okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay, that's very cool. Oh, I'm that guy now that the commercials are talking about. 9 servings of fiber in your Cheerios, and I'm like, have to be that guy. That sucks. I can't just, and that's what's shitty is like when I drive by these like fast food places, I'm just like, oh my fucking God. I already told myself though when I go to the doctor, and this is like a thing I like where, I've been getting good at that. I know people watching are probably like, why don't you take the thing while you're sitting here? I don't, because it's it doesn't scare me, but I just been drinking coffee and I don't need to be. I'm jacked up, and that's the biggest thing where I'm very like competitive with myself. And when I started taking my own blood pressure, like I didn't realize, and my doctor, and I probably should have like asked the proper questions before I just started fucking doing it. He goes, it's not like an average of all the numbers you do in like a sitting of readings and all this shit. He goes, it's the lower of the one, because your blood, and this is like a comforting fact where he goes, if you had high blood pressure, it would read high every single time. It's not going to go down for a little bit and then go up, And I think they think it's high at the doctor's office because on their charts, when you're nervous there, it's always high. So I'm like, okay, here. So like when I get a low reading, I'm like, all right, I'm fucking good. And it goes up. I'm like, whatever, dude, I'm freaking out. Like you can feel like my, tension. But what was I getting at? Yeah, right now, another thing too, it's like, if I don't want to, I got the read. He told me this. He goes, when you get it, put it down. You're fine. And I would just overdo it. And then because I was trying to get, like, I'm competitive. I was trying to get like a number that was like certain. Like I was like, all right, I got to get lower than that. And like, you can't control that. So I'm like sitting here like, okay, I'm going to be extra calm. And it just goes up higher and I'm panicking. And it's just like this vicious circle to the point where I'm like freaking out, like going to the gym thinking I'm going to have a fucking heart attack. And it's a shitty feeling. So going back to that. Shut it down. I did it before this. Came home I'm on my lunch break because your boy grinding. Got a reading. I'm good. So first one was pretty high though because I was just thinking about having to go tomorrow, and you just kind of dwell and me at least. I know most people don't have this, but I dwell on things. And first one was high. Didn't bother me though, which I'm proud about. I was like, all right, fuck it, dude. It's a little higher. You're good. Second one lower. I was like, and once you get like that, you're like, okay. It's always scary because like the third one, you're like, this is like it. Is it going to go up? But even when it goes back up, I'm like, I know it's fine. I just did 5 days of like good reading. So I'm trying to get good at just putting it down. I don't give a shit anymore. So it's just shitty. Like I'm just like fucking falling apart. How embarrassing it was. I didn't tell many people, but like when the problem was with my cholesterol thing, to go back and touch on that, is when I was dating my ex and we lived together, this is like, before my blood pressure was an issue then, but like I knew it wasn't bad, but like there was a span where I didn't go to the doctor for like a couple years. And like when I lived with her, my rent was cheap. I was working at my job now. Dude, I swear to God, and I love cooking shows. I would grocery shop for recipes every single day. Like I'd be at work, I would watch Gordon Ramsay videos and be like, that looks good as shit. And I love watching like cooking videos. Bon Appetit, shout out. You guys have the dopest videos and I want to make all that stuff. Gordon Ramsay. But I was basically like, I'd make like short ribs and like shit like that. Like homemade pasta every day. And it's like, you gotta realize these recipes aren't made to be healthy. They're made to taste good. So like, and it's funny because like when you're dating somebody, you're like, am I getting fat? Like you're like, okay, something doesn't look right in the mirror, but I can't. It's so hard to tell on yourself. When you sit down, you're like, that wasn't there, but that's new. And it's shitty when you're dating somebody new because they're like, they don't tell you because it's not their body. And I don't think they look at you as much as you think they do. And they don't give a fuck. And I'd be like, am I getting bigger? And she goes, no, you're fine. All right, whatever. And then a month goes by and I know I was working out, but I was still eating like homemade pasta and like short ribs and goddamn lasagna and like just fucking steak fat. And, what's it called? Hey, am I getting fatter? Like a month later. No, you're fine. All right. 3 months later. No. 4 months later. Okay, am I getting big? I feel like I'm getting bigger. She goes, yeah, you're kind of getting pretty big. And I was like, what do you mean pretty big? I go, this isn't. She goes, yeah, you should probably, go work out and stuff. And I was just like, what the fuck? You known. But it's like, is it their fault or is it my fault? Probably my fault because I was just, but it's like if you watch those videos, like I don't know how many of you watch cooking stuff, but you want to make it. Like for me, I like cooking and I'm like, dude, they break it down. I go, that looks simple. That looks good. It's simple, quick. And, but anyways, I was eating all that shit. Went to the doctor. My cholesterol went up, wasn't high to the point where like I needed medication or anything, but he goes, all right, it's higher, let's just start eating better. And it's just a shitty. You're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I go, I have high cholesterol. My blood pressure's all fucked up. Driving by McDonald's. And then you see these people who are just like way out of shape and you're like, and then I get like, do they have stuff? Like, is it just me? Like, how the fuck do I work out all the time? It's crazy, dude, diet. And then when he brings up, get some fiber, you guys fucking beans and all that bullshit. Start taking fucking dumps. Dropping fucking heaters, kid, in the fucking shit. But I don't know. It's all good now. I really just try to not shy away from things like the blood pressure thing. I like avoided it for a while and like all this stuff. And I watched another video. YouTube's my thing where I like trying to watch videos on knowledgeable videos. I don't want to just watch monkeys throwing shit all goddamn day. But one thing, and I'll end on this because I have to go back to work, is I think if you're scared of something, it's best to like educate yourself in it rather than shy away from it. And I know it's shitty, but like with the blood pressure thing, it's like rather than avoiding it, like the first time I took this like 4 days ago, I swear to God, I was like trembling in fear, like just sitting right at this desk facing my computer screen. And I had to like do a breathing exercise. I tried like meditating beforehand. It's because you just shy away from it to the point where you just, you know, you forget about it and you go about your day. But like, and then you think about it and you're like, don't do that. You know, I'm actually happy now that I do this all the time because I'm learning about my own body. I can go there and be like, no, it's good, you know, blah, blah, blah. And if anything, it's every time I take it, granted earlier I was a little stressed out, but it's like, it's training me to get better at, not freaking out. That's kind of like with like stand up. It's like the first time, yeah, I always get a little nervous. I'm getting, you know, I always get nervous and have some anxiety, but the more you do it, the more you realize it's not a huge deal. So that's why, you know, anything you're freaked out about, fucking don't listen to that little bitch voice in your head. Don't get the check mark, baby. Look at this ugly piece of shit. I swear to God, every week I'm going to show you guys this. And if there's something on there, I'm going to think of a reward to give people and make your own sentence and tell me what they are. And I'm curious to see, and we'll all hold each other accountable because I feel like being around people who are like motivated, it's definitely, it's motivating. Like when I open with Drew Lynch, I don't know if I go on the road with him. A lot of you probably know. If you don't, Drew Lynch, America's Got Talent, great comedian. I feature for him amongst, me and my other buddy, but like, we're out on the road a ton. Being around somebody where it's like you're like, that's the life I want, and you see it and you see how hard they work and all that stuff. It's motivating. And then even last night I did my buddy's podcast, Going Deep with Chad and JT. They're just on Ellen. They're huge. Their Instagram's blowing up. They're, got a zillion dope things happening, and just hanging out with them before we started recording and hearing like, what they're talking about their day to day with, writing and all. Dude, it's just insane to be around people who are wildly motivated motivated and actually like it's all coming together and you see the hard work paying off. So that being said, you little dildos, no more of those. There won't be one tomorrow. I wrote today. We'll write again tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. It's so hard because it's not funny. Today, I think I wrote, what did I write today? I thought there was one funny thing. It's gonna be my, what did I write today? Google Docs is good because you can pull it up on your phone. I don't know if you guys use that. This is kind of funny. Me and my ex, we were bad at arguing because it was just like, she had a thing called a nervous laugh, which I still think is a fake thing because she would basically, when I'm giving my case in the argument and I'm heated, you know how annoying it is to look at somebody and they're laughing or they're smiling at you? You're like, okay, Joker, calm the fuck down. All right, guys, that's what I wrote today, amongst other things. I promise it's true. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. And even with this podcast, we're going to do a new part on here where it's going to say, do your motherfucking podcast every week. I'm going to at least partake in, plus the podcast. This will be our new thing.
plus the podcast. That doesn't make sense, but we'll just hang this on our wall. We'll be good. Everybody make your own. We'll all talk about it. Send in your questions. Send in comments. I'd love to start making this more interactive. And everyone check your blood pressure. And if it's high, that sucks. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.
Oh, this you crazy mother.